Before Rocky became one of the most iconic underdog stories in film history, it was just a small, risky script written by a struggling actor. A story about a nobody who refuses to stay a nobody. But what most people don't know is this. The real fight didn't happen in the boxing ring. It happened behind the camera. And in many ways, it was even harder than the movie itself. Here are 10 secrets behind Rocky that changed everything.
Hey! Don't hit the face! Shut up!
Secret 1. The script everyone rejected. Sylvester Stallone didn't write Rocky as a guaranteed success. He wrote it from desperation and hope. When he first finished the script, he didn't have connections, money, or status in Hollywood. Just a story and belief. Studios immediately saw potential in the script. They loved the emotional core, the underdog journey, the simplicity. But there was one problem. They didn't want Stallone to act in it. They offered him a deal that could have changed his life instantly. A large payment, just for the script. But they wanted a known star in the lead role. Stallone was broke. He needed money badly. But he still said no. Because in his mind, Rocky wasn't just a character. It was him. And he refused to let someone else live his story. Secret 2. He was so broke, he sold his dog. At the lowest point of his life, Stallone was struggling just to survive. Money was so tight that he had to make an impossible decision. He reportedly sold his dog just to afford basic needs. It wasn't just financial struggle. It was emotional breakdown territory. But what makes this story even more powerful is what happened later. After Rocky finally succeeded and money started coming in, the first thing Stallone did was track down the man who bought his dog. And he bought it back. Not just that, the same dog even appears in the movie. A real piece of his life, embedded into cinema history. Secret 3. The fight scenes were real. Most movie fights are carefully controlled, but Rocky wasn't built like that. Stallone wanted realism, raw energy, authentic pain. So, during filming, he and his opponent agreed to actually hit each other. Not fake punches. Real contact. That decision changed everything. Because what you see on screen isn't just choreography. It's exhaustion, impact, and real physical struggle. And it's why the final fight still feels different from almost any other boxing movie. You don't just watch it, you feel it. Secret 4. The movie was shot in just 28 days. Rocky didn't have the luxury of time. No massive production schedule. No endless reshoots. The entire film was shot in just 28 days. That means every scene had to be precise. Every moment mattered. There was no room for waste. And ironically, that limitation became one of its strengths. Because instead of perfection, the film captured something more powerful. Authenticity. Secret 5. The stairs were real-life struggle. The famous staircase scene wasn't designed to be iconic. It wasn't a carefully built movie set. It was just a real location in Philadelphia, the Museum of Art steps. But cinema transformed it. Because when Stallone runs up those stairs, it stops being about architecture. It becomes about struggle, about persistence, about climbing when everything in life feels heavier than your body can carry. Today, those stairs are more than a location. They are a symbol of pushing forward. Secret 6. The ending was never guaranteed.
I can't see nothing. Gotta open my eye. Come here, Mick.
Most sports films end with victory, a clear win, a trophy, a celebration. But Rocky refused that formula. The ending was built around something different. Not winning, but endurance. The idea that sometimes the real victory is simply not giving up. That shift made audiences feel something unexpected, because life doesn't always give clean endings. And Rocky didn't pretend that it does. Secret 7 Stallone almost got replaced during shooting. Even after the film was greenlit, not everyone was fully convinced about Stallone in the lead role. There were internal doubts, concerns about casting, and at one point, discussions even emerged about replacing him mid-production. Imagine that. A film already in motion, suddenly questioned from within. But the director stood by the decision. And that decision is one of the reasons Rocky became Secret 8. The music was almost different. The iconic Rocky theme almost didn't exist in the way we know it. Music in films often gets adjusted, replaced, or reshaped late in production. Rocky was no different. But when the final version of the theme was added, something clicked instantly. It didn't just support the film. It defined it. That sound became more than background music. It became motivation itself. Secret 9. It was a sleeper hit. Nobody expected Rocky to explode. It wasn't treated like a guaranteed blockbuster. There was no massive hype machine behind it. It started quietly. Small release. Small expectations. But something strange happened. People talked about it. Then more people watched it. And slowly, it grew into a cultural phenomenon. Not because it was forced, but because it was felt. Secret 10. It changed Stallone's life forever. Before Rocky, Stallone was unknown. Just another actor trying to survive in Hollywood. After Rocky, everything changed overnight. Fame, recognition, opportunity. But the real twist is this. If he had accepted the original offer, he might have earned money. But he would have lost something bigger. The identity of Rocky itself. And that's what makes the story so powerful. Rocky isn't just a boxing film. It's a reminder that life doesn't reward shortcuts. It rewards persistence. And sometimes, the biggest victory is simply refusing to quit. Now, tell me, which moment hit you the hardest?